From WNIJ Studios on the campus of Northern Illinois University, this is Sessions from Studio A. I'm Spencer Tritt. Sessions from Studio A is a showcase featuring some of this region's best local and touring artists playing original music. We record their live performances in Studio A and bring the concerts to you wherever you're listening from. On this week's show, the God-Awful Small Affairs join us in the studio to play songs from their latest EP and some brand new ones for us. We'll hear from their live set and talk with band members coming up this hour on Sessions from Studio A. This is Sessions from Studio A. I'm Spencer Tritt, your host, welcoming to the show this week the God-Awful Small Affairs. The band's name comes from the David Bowie song Life on Mars, and their music is equally out of this world and unique. We'll hear the band recorded live in Studio A coming up this hour and talk with the God-Awful Small Affairs. Starting us off with one from their latest EP titled 333, this is the God-Awful Small Affairs performing Time on Sessions from Studio A.
Make you please for my humanity. I've done that at the end before. But people don't like what they kiss to bite, so I'll be quiet as you're closing the door. I hate to try it, to write it, to leave you in your homemade island. Always thought we'd a love worth fighting for. But if it's a disagreement about the ways that I'll be treated, I don't want to fight anymore. Tell me what there's left to be fighting for. As time rewrites our reasons, leaves logic there sleeping, makes us unsure. Time turns trust into treason. So if you are who you are, do you mean me harm? Was the coldness present in the one I fell in love with? Do you mean me harm when I don't know who you are? Was it always so? Was it always so? Was it always so? Was it always so? I won't make you please for my humanity. coldness present in the one I fell in love with? Do you mean me harm when I don't know who you are? Was it always so? Was it always cold? Was it always so? Was it always cold? Was it always? Was it always cold? Because our demons, there's us to get even. Sharpens on time takes breath from the bleeding. So if you are leaving, I just don't know anymore. I don't know who you are, or if you mean me harm. Was the coldness present in the one I fell in love with? Do you mean me harm when I don't know who you are? Was it always so? Was it always so? I'll pull the nails out of my heels. I might bleed and clot, won't walk away. I'll fake belief that makes this real, and say we should make camp at Lover's Fold this body into paper cranes. Say the grass is greener where it's tilled. Wait on my arms till the bow does break. Say we should set fire to Lover's field. Lord, that's my baby. He's the keeper of my stories. Lord, that's my savior. Tells me all true love is born. Lord, that's my baby. One touch and you'll leave me restless. Lord, that's my savior. Says real world, eat me for breakfast. I'll make it worse. Make it worse. I'm making sure I can feel hurt anymore. I'll make it worse. Make it worse. I'm not sure if I can feel hurt anymore. If someone could but hold this map, then I could collapse. Then I could collapse. Said if you'd be an oasis that might let me collapse please. Let me collapse, please. I'm so weary. Won't you rest with me tonight and just press yourself on near me? In my mind, I'm screaming myself blue into red gate woods after you. Could be sustained by you. And if I send a paper, will you answer? I've been stuck in this defensive, cavernous stance. Ere 2 years of personality, stretch marks, self-discovery trials, through music like fire, and I will dig deeper, find resilience stockpile, but I'll dream of your hands, still unknown and unbridled. And it's so easy to someone who needs me. Well, I just gotta know, is there a life form out there that can hold their own? I'll pull the nails out of my heels. I might bleed and clot, but won't walk away. Do with this body what you feel, and bury me too deep at Lover's Bay.
This is Sessions from Studio A, and you just heard the god-awful Small Affairs performing live here in the studio, and I am here joined now by the god-awful Small Affairs. Missy, thanks so much for coming out to DeKalb and playing for us here in Studio A. I hear this band name, and I feel like there's got to be a story behind this band name. Tell us about the name of the band.
Absolutely. So in college, Mark Muniz and I started jamming together.
Mark's on guitar today.
He's the electric guitarist with the lovely pedal board and great sounds. And one day we decided that we needed a name so that we could play outside of the basement, right? And he said, you can choose whatever name you want, but it has to start with D and end in S, because he loved the Cars. And I loved the Replacements. And I said, that's fine. And I was really into the idea of flow at the time, like creative flow, like hitting that moment of like super hyper focus where like all of this information comes into your brain. And David Bowie has this song, Life on Mars. And his story behind writing the song is that he went grocery shopping once and he came back with the entire song written because he had just stumbled into a state of flow. And the first line of the song is, was a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair.
Yeah, okay.
And so I was like, that's fine, dude. We're the god-awful small affairs. And he was like, I said you could do whatever you wanted. So here we are.
I love it. From a Bowie lyric. That's great.
Yep.
And let's introduce the rest of the band too. That's playing with you. We mentioned Mark Muniz on guitar. Let's introduce the rest of the band.
Absolutely. So Mark is of course my best friend, and he has been with the band the longest. We've been jamming off and on for, oh goodness, well over a decade now. And on drums, we have Brian Beckmer, and he is a brilliant percussionist, big bam boom sounds, and he is also in a band called Nurse Julie. He's been with us, I believe, about a year and a half now. And then we also have Dream, who is my lovely partner. She also plays in her own project called Isabel Dreaming.
Yes, who you were here. You were here with them in the studio too back earlier this year.
Oh, so much fun!
That was a fun set, totally unique, and so is this. Your sound is really unique with this band. There's
Thank
you. A big, quiet, loud dynamic, and some of the sort of atmospheric intros. Tell us about kind of finding the sound of the band. Was this a sound you knew you wanted to capture, or did it take some like experimenting to hone in on that? Tell us about finding the sound of the band.
It's interesting. Before there was a band, of course, there was just me making music alone in my living room, just to express any sort of emotion that I might have. As soon as I'm alone and with a guitar, I'm pretty much trying to express my feelings with that guitar. And I had never considered the idea of playing with other people or really bringing that to the forefront of my life. And then one day in college, it was winter, it was really cold, and I was having just a big old sad time. And my partner at the time was like, go jam with Mark. It'll be fine. I know you don't know him that well. I think you'll have fun. And I just went and he started to play my songs. I'd never heard anyone play my songs before, but he did through his pedal board, and it sounded so closely linked to what I was hearing in the back of my head, and it just seemed almost prophetic. And Mark comes from a place where he is really influenced by the sound of cathedral music, cathedral organs, and that big expansive space. And we both kind of shared that ideology, and from then on we had this idea of really filling a space, and then also making sure that people could feel when the space was empty, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of dynamic stop and go. They say, and the band, they joke that like a classic Missy song is one that has like a lot of stops and a lot of now we get quiet, now we get really loud, very dynamic, almost to the point of like being obnoxious.
The pauses, they're almost as important as the notes.
Exactly, like the negative space of it, yeah.
We are talking with Missy Preston of the God Awful Small Affairs, and we'll have more from that interview coming up in just a little bit. We'll take a short break here, but stick around. We have more coming up from their live performance and more from this interview. It's the God Awful Small Affairs this hour on Sessions from Studio A. Welcome back to Sessions from Studio A with the God Awful Small Affairs. Before the break, we heard them play that epic performance of the song Time from their new EP 333. Here is another one from that new EP. This one's titled Nicest. It's the God Awful Small Affairs recorded live on Sessions from Studio A.
a chapter. People say we hate change. Well, he's anti-medication. Well, I'm anti-rage. Oh, oh, I remember well me crying at my grandma's house. He comes stumbling through the door, pretends he don't know what I'm crying for, thinking that's just how men are sometimes. He says, don't you know who I am? I say, man. Do you think I got this far by telling people who I know they think they are? He tells me pick a road we can go. You're the nicest boy that's ever been mean. Don't you blame me for approximating. My armor mimics all your patterns. Ooh, want to believe as you push into me. You'll push right past me to what matters. I remember well my first heart broken by a sleight of hand. Power I could not comprehend, smiling at the beginning but craving at the end, thinking that's just how girls are sometimes. Not your fault, I'm to blame. It doesn't matter who started all the pain. I'm praying every day to be all the wicked things they say of me. Oh, oh, oh. Or the nicest boy that's ever been me. I tell him, pick a road we can go. When I first saw them, everyone, I craved a fast car or a gun, a cigarette, a way to run. Only want strong men, but strong men get ruined by me, all stuck in anger, wallowing, all still life perfect till I make them leave. I make them leave. I lay all bare in hopes that
your voice too is just incredible. Where did you learn how to sing? How long have you been singing
Oh,
for?
goodness. I've been singing longer than I have been talking. According to legend, I cannot remember. I cannot recall. And I know there was an incident at a Chuck E. Cheese where I sang karaoke. Everyone also talks about that.
With the robot band?
I guess so. I don't think Chuck E. Cheese has karaoke, but this is a family story that's been given to me. And I'm like, that's fine, guys. Whatever. But I've been singing as long as I can remember. And I sing almost constantly. It is just something that is how I interpret the world and also express. I do like a lot of like when I'm alone and also when I'm feeling really comfy and relaxed, like vocal stimming to myself, right? I make lots of weird noises in general. It just seemed so natural to eventually put words to it as well. I picked up the guitar when I was, 15, 16 years old to back the words because I felt like there was too much space there. And it really was kind of like a self-taught venture. I did some singing in church. But I never actually was able to take a class or do any formal training until very, very late in life. Now I'm doing research on like different somatic concepts when it comes to being more gentle and nice to my instrument because I make such big noises and I want to take care of my instrument, which happens to be also my body that I live in. It's crazy.
That's great though that even you've been, singing your whole life, but you still are making that effort to learn new things and you're not, settling with what you've got. You've been, you're actively working still. Any theater background for you?
Yes.
Your voice is a little theatrical.
That's a great, yes. I've never actually been in a musical except in the very, very background in like middle school and high school. I think I did some dancing in the chorus, but I love musicals in general, but I do have a theater background. I started studying theater when I was in 7th grade when I saw a fully clothed version of Equus. And if anyone is a theater nerd, they will find that funny. It is a play that is normally done very naked.
It's known for Daniel Radcliffe being naked with a horse, I think.
100%. And me as a 7th grader, I had never seen theater before. And I just remember going back to my desk and being like, people can just do that. We can just tell stories like that. And I was already writing a lot of poetry, but I'd never thought about also using my body as a vessel to convey like other people's words, my own words. And I started studying theater from then on. I went to college to study theater and theater management. So I do a lot of theater in my own life right now is from the backstage perspective. I'm a development manager at a theater.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love it. But I also loved and still love being on the stage. I think there's some really special kind of properties to it. It makes communication more interesting. It makes the layers of how we communicate with the audience and using our words just so multi-layered. I love it.
It's such a cool art form. And you were talking about flow state earlier.
Exactly.
It's like nothing is more getting you in the flow than theater. Nothing is more like in the moment.
Exactly.
Than
you have to like research how to get into the moment and into this other headspace. It's wild.
And you mentioned writing some poetry there, too. Tell us a little bit about, you don't have to tell us about your poems, but what about your lyrics?
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about how you write lyrics. It seems like you put in some personal storytelling there, too.
Okay, here we go. We're buckled in. We're ready to go. Let's do it. Okay. I think that a song, for me, I feel it's most successful and I think most highly of it whenever it's able to exist completely, truly in two separate spaces. One space being a very easily discernible metaphor for what's happening in my life or whatever emotional state I'm in, whatever I'm trying to work through in my unconscious. Bringing it to the forefront really does help. And then secondarily, I like it to be able to be a story of its own that I can then pull apart and see in this whole other world. It allows myself to transcribe whatever I'm trying to work through onto a completely different story and watch it play out there. It alleviates me from shame for feeling such big feelings. It alleviates me from feeling beholden to other people. When you can step into the mind space of like a demon per se, suddenly you feel the freedom to feel all of your huge emotions without like society telling you what is right or wrong. So that. So creating a story that can do both things, and then also on a page itself physically, once it is like born into the world, sonically and then also physically, you can look at it and see those worlds playing together.
Do you handwrite a lot of lyrics?
100%. That's all I do.
Love that.
And then I lose them, and then I have to find them again.
You are hearing our talk with the God Awful Small Affairs. This is Sessions from Studio A. You can find more music from the God Awful Small Affairs streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, all the usual streaming platforms, and you can also download a copy of their new EP 333 and more of their music over on their Bandcamp page. That's the godawfulsmallaffairs.bandcamp. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more from their live performance and more from our talk. It's the God Awful Small Affairs this hour on Sessions from Studio A.
I'm so weary. Won't you rest with me tonight and just press yourself on?
Welcome back to Sessions from Studio A. If you're just joining us, we've been hearing live recordings and my interview with the God Awful Small Affairs. The band is Missy Preston on lead vocals and acoustic guitar, Mark Muniz on lead guitar, Brian Beckmer on drums, and Dream playing bass. Their latest EP is titled 333, and you can find it out on all streaming platforms now. This next one is a new, unreleased song from the band, and we've got a stripped-down recording here featuring just Missy playing acoustic guitar and singing. This one's titled Gentle. It's the God Awful Small Affairs on Sessions from Studio A.
I try to be gentle. I'm not sure if I already am. I was raised on the notion my body's a temple, perhaps. That's why I often feel covered in sand, like a sacred space dormant, like an artifact left covered when the world's got no use for it. And if there's a woman inside of me, I'll bury her again. If that witch keeps on wailing about how the world's gonna end. But the hallway is hissing, the pressure is mounting, the mountain is forming, his face is around me, the arrows loose towards me, singing like fate, and the foreman is locking the gate. But by this time tomorrow, I'll turn it all around. Gonna be so damn mindful, like truly aligned, like my God, that kid is grounded. By this time tomorrow, I'll set the whole thing straight. I'm gonna sleep the whole night through for once, wake up with boundaries that won't break. Just you wait. I try to be humble. Someone once told me that means getting close to the earth, so I stay down longer. Each time I stumble, I commune with anxiety. There's hunger and hurt, and there are communities inside of me, but living's lonely work. And will she forgive me, that witch that I endlessly burn down like fodder, the curse of my father's 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 father, for the notion that I should be perfect. And by this time tomorrow, I will leave this room. Hey, it wasn't working anyways. No, you can lock the door, but with technology, they're gonna find you. By this time tomorrow, I'll return your call. And when you say, hey, where you been? Did should you get busy again, I'll say no, I'm just trying to do it all. To do it all.
We mentioned that EP came out earlier this year. Are there any plans for a full album in the future for you, or any other releases coming as we get into
what a dream.
2025 here?
So I am just like, the biggest issue I'm having right now is I have too many songs backlogged. The canon is getting longer and longer and longer, and I'm not always sure what to do with them. So I have a more general album idea kind of cooking, and then I also have this other album project that's really calling my name right now, that's called Leonora. I played a song from it today that was Leo Backseat, and it is a full-length album about these two kind of twin soul characters in two different dimensions. It involves time travel and dimension travel and space travel, and of course queerness, because here we are. Right now, I think that we might be able to look forward to maybe in 2026 early a release of that.
Okay, that's in the works still.
We'll see what happens.
I
There's
love
so
the
many
concept.
wonderful things to write and to play with. It's almost impossible for me to nail down a concept, like a physical, tangible concept with sound. I just want to play it all the time.
Yeah, well, I guess that's a good problem to have. Too many in
Exactly.
the backlog.
No, to even get 333 done, we had to rent a house that had been converted into a sound studio and just rent it out for the day, set me in front of a microphone, and we're like, we just have to do it live, and we're just going to do it all day until we get some takes. So 333 is almost exclusively just like live takes of the songs.
Just you guys all playing together like we were today.
Exactly.
Very cool. Any other future plans coming up for you as we get into 2025? Do you have any shows planned maybe in January or February or beyond? Tell us what's next for you.
We don't have any shows currently, so there is potential for booking other shows. Right now, I'm very focused on writing and working with these multiple different potential albums that are in the works to see if one ends up becoming more of a real thing. I'm kind of trying to touch them every single day and give them food and water and be like, will you grow? Are you going to become an album, or do I need to go over here to your sister and water her and see if she wants to be an album?
You're kind of letting the songs,
Exactly.
decide,
I'm like, try to inform me, try to tell me what you want. I'm gentle parenting my own creative projects, and it's so annoying. But we are very open to the idea of more live band shows. But right now, I think I'm going to give my brain a little bit of a rest to really hunker down and focus on what the next part of this journey is going to look like. Music has been with me my entire life, and I really try to be open to like listening to her and trying to figure out where that's going to go.
Where can people find more of your music and follow you and all that stuff? Give us the plugs.
That one I have a straightforward answer for. Ready? We are on all of the streaming services. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify, all of the things, Bandcamp, and we are The God Awful Small Affairs. We are also on Instagram and Facebook as at The God Awful Small Affairs.
Fantastic. And I think I saw you... there were some live videos I saw over on YouTube also. People,
that might be from
I think
from
the
a while
EP
ago.
might be on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're on all the streaming places. Anything else to add before we close things out here?
Oh, goodness. Support your local radio station. This place is wonderful, and we are all just really thrilled to have been here. This was a wonderful experience, and everyone should make music. It belongs to everybody. So if you're scared to start a band, probably just do it. I always just want to tell people that. Get out there. Go make music. You're going to be great.
Just do it. I love that. Well, the God Awful Small Affairs, thanks so much again for coming out to
Thank
DeKalb
you.
and playing in Studio A. Great performance. Thank you.
Thank you.
make believe. That's why I never said out loud things that I will not be saying to you now. Nonsense, a park bench, a sunset and a stone. A request I regress whenever I hear no. And if you don't want me, I can't make you want me. I can't make you leave me alone. Now I don't want to seem obtuse. I'm self-aware, I'll scream into my grave. And you think I can't be without you, but I won't be strong-armed in a change. And other dumb things I say as I push you away. But nobody told me that one day I'd be watching from the back seat. Nothing prepared me that it's human that your life goes on without me. And I want you to, but I want you to. So I want you to, but I want you to. And I am cruel that I want you different when I'm just the same. Hey, it's cruel that I might miss your touch when I just caused you pain. And it's cruel that I once even dreamed of standing in your way. I know all this, yet it's your name that I say every day with most kindness. Nobody told me how cold the movie looks from behind the screen. Nothing prepared me for the way that I miss you. The way that I miss you. The way that I miss you. It scares me. It's so tempting to let go of the wheel. On a black ice spin, you roll your eyes as I grip the wheel tight. You say you'll never learn to trust anybody else is driving. No, I might never learn to trust anybody else. I might never learn to trust. But I never ask for much, except that you trade in your cage for a getaway car. And as the darkness descends, remember how loved you are. Don't visualize me drunk screaming at the stars from my lawn. I'll stay calm. You've become the best part of the worst part now that you're gone. And should your heart surrender to the dark, remember how loved you I want you to. God, I wanted you. So I want you to.
to, but I want you to.
The God-Awful Small Affairs on Sessions from Studio A. That one will close out their live performance and our show for this week. Thank you so much to the God-Awful Small Affairs for joining us in Studio A, and to you for listening in this hour. You can find more from the band on their Bandcamp page, thegodawfulsmallaffairs.bandcamp. You can download music over there and find albums. They're also on all the major streaming platforms. Follow the band over on Facebook and Instagram at The God-Awful Small Affairs as well. You can also head over to WNIJ.org to find behind-the-scenes video from their live recording, complete with the band's light show they brought for this performance. If you are a local artist or you're in a band and you'd like to be featured on our show, send us in a submission by emailing us at sessions@niu.edu. Sessions from Studio A is produced at WNIJ Studios. Producers are Mike Lundgren, Sam Knopfsker, and yours truly. I'm Spencer Tritt, and thanks so much for joining me this week. I'll see you next time on another edition of Sessions from Studio A.
Won't you rest with me tonight and just press yourself on near me? In my mind, I'm screaming myself blue into red gate woods after you.